We are recording. Welcome everyone. This is our bonus session. So we have been together for 8 weeks for our first round of our continuing education series. And we have covered so many topics, from skincare to cleaning products to supplements to oils for pain and more. I mean, so many things that we've covered in this 8 weeks, but we wanted to bring you a little bonus tonight. So I'm gonna let Wayne completely take over and explain what our bonus topic is tonight, what he's doing, and we're going to have this, this will be a 30-minute session. And then when we finish, we are going to have a basic intro to oils if you have any friends or folks to join in. So this series that you have participated in is the Beyond the Basics. But if you know anyone who wants to start with the basics, please be sure to let us know. All right, I'm going to just pin your video, Wayne, so let's spotlight it. There we go. All right, so I'm going to mute myself and I'm going to let Wayne take it away from there.
Hello, everybody. As Krista said, my name is Wayne, and I'm a massage therapist who lives in Danbury. But I've also worked, as an essential oil coach, and I've taken training with Boyd Truman, who has developed this Symphony of the Cells protocols. Boyd is a licensed massage therapist, and he's been using essential oils for 28 years. And just to give you a brief, if you didn't read Kristen's email, I just want to read what the Symphony of the Cells is so that you can have an idea of what we're going to be talking about. And I'm just going to read it because it's so much better written the way he has it. Symphony of the Cells is a collection of 18 essential oil applications created by Boyd Truman, designed to create harmony physically, emotionally, and spiritually within the body. We use therapeutic grade oils, and each application is formulated, targets different body systems or ailments, and can be performed either on yourself or on others. So that's what's really good is, with our oils, we want to be able to treat not only ourselves, but also anybody else within our sphere. So I've had, and we all know, we've learned through the last 8 weeks how essential oils can help our body and how they work in harmony with the body and with what we're doing, to strengthen our immune system and everything else that we've been working on. So one of the things that's really important is the importance of reducing chemical exposure. You could do that by maintaining a healthy diet, eliminating some of the toxins that we learned about how to do that when we talked about the skincare, to eliminate them from our skincare, but also to help the body get rid of the toxins. And these protocols help the body do that. So the one that I'm going to be using today, and I chose this one because it's so apropos for everything that's happening in the world right now, is the infectious disease protocol. And this application involves many of our strongest essential oils. It supports all body systems, but specifically assists the immune system in fighting some of the stronger environmental threats. And we all know that there are lots of strong environmental threats out there right now. So it's really important, that we use pure essential oils, which we know doTERRA has the best on the market. And the other nice thing about it is, with doTERRA's co-impact sourcing mission, the buying responsibly sourced essential oils makes a difference. And we all have used the oil, so we know how that works. So the way Symphony of the Cells works, and I'm going to send you this after the class because we couldn't figure out how to get it in the chat, is basically there's a protocol, which you can't see because it's too bright. Anyway, it lays out exactly the steps to take. So this basic steps are you work on the back of somebody. So you basically go from the neck to the bottom of the spine. And then you also apply oils to the bottom of the feet. And you also let them smell the oils. And then when you look at the protocol, and we'll send you this particular protocol, there's little icons that tell you exactly what to do, because these protocols are meant to be used by everybody, not just massage therapists. Now, As a massage therapist, I can massage the oils into somebody's back, but I'm going to do it just as if I was a regular user of oils who didn't have any massage training, so you can see how simple it is to take into your lives to support yourself and your families. So this particular protocol uses 9 different oils and a carrier oil. So we're going to start with frankincense, and we're going to start around the neck and the shoulders, because frankincense is a protector. So all of the protocols start with frankincense. Then I'm gonna apply carrier oil on Sheila, my lovely models here, back, because we're gonna be using a lot of oils, and we have to be careful of skin sensitivity, especially since a couple of the oils we're using are hot or warm oils, like oregano and thyme. So I'm gonna put a lot of carrier oil on her back before we go into the rest of the applications. So then we're gonna be switching to oregano, which is, it's antivirus and antibacterial. It's one of the strongest antibacterial oils we have. We're gonna follow that up with thyme, and I'll repeat these as I do them. Thyme is antiviral. It's, I can't read my writing. It's an analgesic, and it's also, it's very good for, it's also antibiotic. And then we're gonna follow that with our protective blend, which is our On Guard, and we all know that's our immune boosting blend. And that's got your wild orange, your lavender, wild orange, clove, cinnamon, rosemary, and eucalyptus. And that is a blend that's really good for supporting the immune system. And then what we're going to do is we're going to move on to our massage blend. That's Aroma Touch. And that has cypress, peppermint, marjoram, basil, grapefruit, and lavender all blended in. So it supports a lot of different body systems. And don't worry, you don't have to write this all down, because we will send you a PDF of the picture of these, of this protocol. Then we're going to go to lemongrass. And lemongrass is a very powerful oil that is antimicrobial, it's anti-inflammatory, and has a bunch of other really strong properties that all help. As you can see, they're all high in immune support oils that are in this protocol. And then we're going to use melaleuca or tea tree, which we know is great for the skin. It's also antiseptic, antimicrobial, antibacterial, and antifungal. And then we're going to finish it off with either Melissa or Arbor Vitae, whichever one you happen to have. And we're going to finish the whole process off with peppermint. And the reason we're going to use peppermint is because peppermint is going to help drive the other oils into the body. And then when that's all done, I have some hot towels that we're going to put on Sheila's back, and then we're just going to let her rest for 15 minutes and let the oils just soak into her body so she can get the biggest benefit from that. You can also take a hot shower or soak in a tub afterwards, because the water activates the oils and helps drive them in. So let's start with the process. So the first thing that I'm going to apply is some frankincense oil. And we're just going to use a couple of drops. That's all you need. We always know that less is more with essential oils. So we're just going to put a couple drops on her back. And I'm going to just put them around her shoulders and her neck and down her spine. We're using the spine and the bottom of the feet because that's where there's a lot of nerve endings, and it can really get into the body quicker for a bigger effect. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my hand under the face cradle so that she can smell the frankincense. And then I'm going to take what's left from my hand and I'm going to put it on the bottom of her feet. And one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to touch her heel before I do that so that she knows I'm going to that foot, because I know if you just started rubbing the bottom of my feet, you'd get a kick in the face. So just a hint, it's a massage therapist trick. If you're going to be working on the bottom of somebody's feet and they're ticklish, touch their heel so that you know they know you're going there next, and it's less of an issue. So the next thing we're going to use is doTERRA's fractionated coconut oil. You can use any carrier oil. I just happen to like this one for this purpose. And I'm going to put that on her back. And I'm going to use, like I said, I'm going to use a good amount of it because we're going to be applying a lot of oils. And you want to cover the whole back so that if any oils go off the edge and don't stay right on the spine, that we don't, she doesn't have a skin sensitivity reaction. So we'll put a little bit more on there. And the next oil in the protocol is oregano, and this is a hot oil. So this is one of the reasons why we're using a lot of the carrier oil. So I'm just going to put just a couple of drops is all that's needed. And basically up and down the spine. That's really the only place you have to do it. If you so choose, you can rub it in further in the back. It's not going to hurt, but really all that's needed is just the center of the spine. And I'm going to put my hand underneath the face cradle so she can smell that as well. And then I'm going to put the excess that's on my hand on the bottom of her feet. The bottom of the feet, even though there's thicker skin, is much porous. So it'll absorb the oil into the foot and it'll get in the bloodstream within 30 seconds and have a systemic effect in the body within 30 minutes. So the next oil we're going to use is thyme. We're just going to put a couple drops of thyme. Doesn't take much time at all. Okay, bad joke, sorry. And we're just going to put it up and down the spine again. I'm going to let Sheila smell the thyme. And then I'm going to put the excess on the bottom of her feet. And now we're almost halfway through the protocol. So as you can see, it's really easy to do. So the next one in the protocol is our protective blend, which is On Guard. And I'm going to put that on. That comes out faster, so be careful with that. And again, just up and down the spine. Let her smell it. And put the rest on her feet. And then we're going to move on to the massage blend, which is a really beautiful blend. If you don't have it, it's great for lots of different things, including helping with aches and pains. It's good anti-inflammatory. So it's really good. That's why it's good for massage therapists to use. I'll let her smell that one. The excess on her feet. And then lemongrass. Lemongrass is also good for cholesterol and other things like that, but it's also good for immune support. And again, it's just a simple application up and down the spine. And then we're going to let her smell that. And then we'll go to tea tree or melaleuca if you have the older bottles. I see Kristen's putting up the order of them, so thank you, Kristen, for doing that. Again, just up and down the spine. And the feet. And then there's Melissa, which I can't get open. There we go. Now, these are all high-powered oils. If you don't have Melissa, you could use Arbor Vitae. That's another alternative for this particular step. And other protocols that they have, there's a protocol for every body system. So there's energy protocols, there's digestive protocols, cardiovascular protocols. There's one specifically for emotions. There's one for the limbic system. There's a forgiveness protocol. And the last oil that I'm using in this protocol is peppermint. And that finishes off a lot of the different protocols, because what it does is it helps drive the other oils in. And then when you put the warm water, the hot water, or the towels on it, it's really going to make a big difference for Sheila. And now I'm done with the application. So I am just going to take first thing I'm going to do before I put hot towels on is I'm going to put just some dry towels over her back so that the heat isn't too hot, because I actually have a hot towel caddy here, but you could just take a towel and put it in, you know, hot water, and that will work fine too. And I'm going to put the hot towels down the center of her back. Okay, Sheila? And then I'm just going to cover it with a full towel. And I'm also going to put a towel over her feet, just so they stay warm. Okay, I'll put a blanket over her feet because I ran out of towels. There we go. How are you feeling, Sheila? Okay? Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut down my phone. I'm going to go to my computer so that we can let Sheila rest here, because the last part of the protocol is we're going to just let her rest for 15 minutes. So I'm going to go over, I'm going to finish talking from my computer and turn all these bright lights off for her. I can answer any questions that you might have. Okay, now I should be back on. There we go. Can everybody see me okay? Good. Can you hear me okay? Okay, so like I said, there's lots of different, you know, body systems, and there's lots of different protocols. And Boyd has a great whole series of, let me turn off my background here so you can see what I'm holding up. So there's a whole body systems chart, which lists the different, in it, it lists all the different diseases of the body that might be by body system. And then you can just choose the protocol that you want. What I was reading out of for the protocols was actually his Symphony of the Cells book, which, as you can see here, it lists some of the different things for this particular protocol, but it also lists how the protocol goes. So you have your different steps and whether you put it on the back, the neck, and it's very easy for anybody to do this kind of application. So if you're interested in getting the book or the journal that goes with it, they're available at symphonyofthecells, all one word, .com. And Kristen, if you want to put that link into the chat, thank you. It's also available. He also has, if anybody happens to be a massage therapist or wants to learn more, he does have, I've taken the in-person training, but he's also doing on Saturday his first live webinar, which you can go and you can look up training on that same site. So it's a great place to, I think it's only $79 and it's a couple hours long. You get everything you get from the live training except for the hands-on experience. So it's a great price, and his classes are very, very interesting and jam-packed with information. So if you're interested in learning more about this kind of stuff, then I would definitely recommend checking out his page. You can also, on there, you can order the materials. There's a, like I said, there's the body systems chart, which is just a couple pages long. There's the book, which has all 18 protocols, and then how to do them, how to do them in it. It's all very simple for the, you don't have to be a massage therapist to do it. And then there's also a journal, and the journal is for if anybody is going to be doing it more as a practice. There's a ton more information and in it as well. So does anybody have any questions? I have not been looking at the chat, so I don't know if there's anything in there.
I have a question. I would love if you could just talk through,
and then ask the question. I'll be happy to answer it.
I would love if you could just talk through a little bit more about the specific oils that were in there and their properties. I'm still pretty new to this.
Did you see anything in the chat that was question-wise?
Yes, there is a question. Can you hear me, Wayne?
I'm not hearing you.
Oh, okay. There is a question right now.
Because my speaker's off.
There you go.
I turned the speaker off on this. Hold on, let me.
So while Wayne is doing that, can everybody else hear me? Give a nod.
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
I forgot we had turned the speaker off on the laptop, so there wouldn't be any feedback with the
Yeah, I just wanted to add something well, just a personal testimonial, but also one other point that to know about this protocol. First of all, from a personal standpoint, we do this at our house. I've used the hormone protocol multiple times. I have my husband put that on me, and then he'll pick one protocol for himself, and we'll do a little swap because he you know, there's no, like Wayne said, there's no training necessary, and it was been very helpful for me. And the other thing that I wanted to mention about it is, if you could just say briefly how often you should do it. So I did it a lot more in the beginning to kind of make a shift with my hormones, and then maintenance. So if you could just say like chronic and maintenance kind of thing.
Right. So if you're working chronic, recommendation is 3 times a week, and ongoing maybe once a week or once every other week. If you're doing it for yourself, I didn't demonstrate that, but basically you go as far as you can reach down from over your back, and then from the bottom you reach around your back and just get as far up the spine as you can go. So that's still going to help if you're you know, if you don't have somebody, you know, like Kristen has her husband there to help her. If you don't have anybody, you can apply this yourself as well. And I've used, when I went to training, I volunteered to be one of the demos, and we did the inflammatory protocol. And I have to say that helped amazing. It was amazing how fast it worked. And when you're doing this, you're gonna want to, you might find some discomfort because you are detoxifying the body with this. So you should always, after any massage as well, but definitely when you're doing something like this, lots and lots and lots of water, because that's going to help flush out all the toxins, and you're going to feel less, you know, less upset. Some people don't have any issues at all. Others might feel a little, you know, as you're flushing out the toxins, you could be just not quite feel right. And they're really good for that. So drinking a lot of water is important for anything, but especially when you're doing something like this. So you got that, Sheila? Lots of water. And I do want to say thank you to my lovely demo who volunteered. She's still relaxing under the hot towels, and we'll leave her there for another 10 minutes or so. But
so Diana is asking a question about the specific oils used and the properties of each one. And I just should also clarify, as Wayne did say, so the oils that he used are not specific to Symphony of the Cells oils. Every protocol in this book, there are 19, I think, protocols. Every protocol has a different selection of oils. So those are only the oils for this particular, I mean, some of them like frankincense, tea tree are used in a variety of protocols. But as far as the general Symphony of the Cells experience, it's going to be a different list. So it's going to vary. This one is just sort of for example, but I don't know if there's something specific that you want to know.
And I specifically chose this one because, you know, the description is to help with, you know, severe threats that happen to be in the world. And we all know that there's stuff going on right now that needs to be addressed. So was there specific, Diane, more than that? Because each of the oils has, you know, I gave the top properties of it, but each oil does so much more. You know, if you look in the Essential Life book, frankincense has 2 pages because there's so many different systems and things that it can help with in the body. And each of them, all the rest of them have a lot of information as well for different things they can work on. All of these oils, though, you're going to see the common thread of antiviral, antiseptic, antimicrobial. A couple of them are antifungal, but they're all antimicrobial, all that stuff, because they're all, this is the immune protocol. So they're all the immune boosting blends and oils. And it is a power packed protocol. It's probably one of the strongest protocols in the book. And it can be very helpful. And when I did I've done the inflammatory protocol a number of times, and I've found that it's helped a lot in reduction of water retention, as well as just helping, with, arthritic pain kind of thing that has been very good, because inflammation is a lot of the dis-ease we have in the body comes from inflammation, and the inflammation protocol is very good. And I noticed it was the first protocol he demonstrated after lunch. And by the time we went home 4 hours later, I took the class in New York City, so it was a 2-hour drive home by the time I dropped the person off that I was going with. And I, just went to the bathroom before I left, so we didn't have to stop halfway. And I did notice that even though I had been drinking a lot of water, just in those 4 hours that, my pee was very dark. So I know it was coming, it was already working to help eliminate some of the toxins in my body. And I did feel very different, for a couple days after. But acute, it's recommended 3 to 4 a week, the first week, and then, once or twice after that for the week. And then as you go into long term, then maybe once a week or once every other week. Or there's a whole 4 weeks to wellness that takes 10 different protocols, and you do 2, I think it's 3 the first week and 2 each of the other weeks, that take you through the inflammatory, the digestive, it takes you 10 different protocols. So that's all in the literature that you can get from the site. It's also something, if you're in the area, it's also something that I do offer as a service. And if you're interested in getting some of the oils, you can, talk to the person that obviously invited you. You're all basically all clients of one of us, in this group, and we can help you with that. There's a few other people on here who have had Symphony of the Cells training. I know Jean has, and I can't see who else joined afterwards, but I know I've had it. Kristen has the book, and you really only just need the book to do the protocols. I just showed you how simple it was, and there's a little diagram next to each one that tells you exactly what to do, so it's really a simple protocol to do, and anybody can do it. And that's what it's designed for. It's designed for anybody to be able to do it. That's one of the 3 tenets of what he wanted to do when he developed the protocols. And he keeps adding to them. Originally, when I took the course, I think there was only 12 or 14, and now they're up to 18 or 19. Yes, you can use the microwave for hot towels.
Yeah.
Or the oven. You can put them in the oven too.
And I just want to also add at the back of the booklet, there is an oil substitution list. And so it gives 3 options. If you don't have, for example, lemongrass, you could try helichrysum, black pepper, or dill. So it gives you 3 choices. So hopefully you will have one of those 4. And if not, what are you waiting for? We get a free oil every month for ordering. So you can grow your collection quite quickly. But there'll be a few different choices in here. Wayne, can I also just mention one other thing? Oh, first of all, just to piggyback on what you just said, anybody can do it. Rich Raza, my husband, has no essential oil training experience other than filling the diffuser every night, and he opens the book and he can follow the little pictures. So he just,
You know, it's really written for a fifth grader.
it really is like you
If
just,
they can read what the oil is, they can follow the picture, and the picture tells you exactly where to put the oil.
Yep.
So it is really simple.
Exactly.
It's designed to be for anybody to be able to use, and you don't have to have a massage license or anything.
yeah, there's just little pictures on here and you can do it. And I just wanted to also mention one other resource, because if this is of interest to you, and I know some of you are also in the wellness field, Reiki, etc. An excellent resource is kind of related to this in a way, is this book called Feelings Buried Alive, Never Die. And this book was actually written by Boyd Truman's mom, Carol Truman, Carol with a K. And she wrote this back in 1991, I believe. So the Trumans were immersed in this way before it became more mainstream. And
way before doTERRA.
yeah, and long before, you know, that's whatever, 20 years before doTERRA even was founded, or however many years, I don't know. But when we talk about emotional health and physical health, we know that emotions get stuck and blocked in our body, and that creates dis-ease. And so having those blocked emotions can cause physical ailments. And so check out the book, and then, you know, obviously this booklet, yes, I will write that down, can help you then release those trapped emotions from some of these protocols, as well as a myriad of other physical things.
Also energy protocols and forgiveness protocols, and you know, and then all the body systems as well. So
I'm not sure if this book is available in Symphony of the Cells. It might be, but I got mine on Amazon, so you probably can find it some other places too.
I believe Boyd has his mother's books on the Symphony of the Cells website as well.
What a guy. I mean, he really should, right? If mom wrote the book, you know, you might as well. And I've also done the inflammation protocol, and the one that's called, what is it? It's a weird name.
Maxim?
No, Maxim. I don't know if I ever did Maxim. Purpose, which is for aches, anxiety, depression, insomnia, mental fatigue, overwhelm, all of those things. So it really doesn't matter what ails you. You'll find something in this book that you can use.
And next to each protocol, it lists some of the diseases of that particular body system. If you get the other reference, it goes into hundreds of different diseases that fall into each category. So, and that's just a 2-page 8.5 by 11 that's available on the website as well. So.
And since we don't really, you know, strive to be compliant, we don't get too deep into that, but you know, right, that these can support you.
And that's why in the books, you're going to see that it's all about body systems, not specific ailments.
Any other questions? Wayne, thank you so very much for
my pleasure. Thank you.
Your knowledge tonight. Sheila, thanks for being the model. I think Sheila got the best part of the deal tonight. as she lies there and relaxes.
She's snoring over there.
We do want a testimonial from you, whenever you arise. Whenever you rise up.
She's over there saying yes.
I can't wait to book my own one.
What did you say?
She can't wait to book her next one.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's a great, for those people who do have a wellness practice, not only is this simple and easy that you can do just for your family members and yourself, but you can also incorporate it into a massage practice, a Reiki practice, and anything like that, which is great enhancement. But really appreciate that. I hope that you all have enjoyed our 8 weeks plus this bonus session of continuing education. But you know us in doTERRA, one of the things we're most passionate about is education. So that's not the end of the road for you. So stay tuned as far as education. So stay tuned for additional programs and things coming up in October and all different topics. And if you have a topic that that's not in our top 8, you know, we strive to make those pretty universal. But for example, as we've mentioned throughout, if you are really interested in a pet class or something else that's more specialized that won't make in our top 8 series, please reach out and let us know, because we have people who have expertise and knowledge in so many different areas. We'd be happy to organize a class or work with you to host a webinar just like this. And you don't even need a Zoom account. We will do all of the back end work and present the class. We'll also send samples to your folks that you invite. So just reach out and let us know. We love doing that. That's what we're here for. So look for that. And if you have watched all 8 and you've made it this far, then please let us know, because we will be sending our thank you gifts for the people who have watched all of them. And they are all up on YouTube. So if you missed any, you can go back on the YouTube channel that's under my name, and you can find any of them there if you want to do a rewatch of any of them. And once you have completed all 8, let us know and we will send you a gift just for learning with us. And that's a wrap. I'm going to stop the recording right now. We'll stay on for a moment.